What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Alexander Ayling, and in this video I'm going to be going through the 22 best destinations in the state of California, my home state. I was born and raised in San Diego, California, and in this video I'll be sharing with you what I believe are the top 22 destinations in the incredible Golden State. So if you're new here, click the subscribe button. If you enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Drop a comment with your tips, your recommendations, or questions down there in the comment section. As an addition to this video, I highly recommend you grab yourself a copy of my 2-week California road trip itinerary. All of my favorite places, lots of the destinations in this video, linked together in an interactive map with restaurant recommendations, hotel recommendations, activities, experiences, off the beaten path places, all of it distilled into one easy to follow 2-week itinerary. You can grab yourself a copy by clicking on this link, or just head down to the description of this video and click on the link there. Also, if you need help planning your trip to California, book a one-on-one travel planning video call with me and talk through your itinerary, your schedule, what you want out of your trip, and help craft the perfect vacation. So grab yourself a copy of my itinerary and book a call with me to do a travel planning session. Both of those links are down in the description. Okay, let's get into it. Number 1 on the list is San Francisco, because San Francisco really kicked things off for the modern state of California in the United States. Why? Because in 1849, there was the gold rush. Gold was found just outside of San Francisco, and it caused a huge population boom. With all of these people migrating to California in 1849, you get the nickname, the 49ers. And that is why the NFL team from San Francisco is known as the 49ers. Now you have that little piece of information that you can share next time you're watching a 49ers game. I know that my wife, being a huge Taylor Swift fan, is now officially a Chiefs fan. But regardless of your affiliations with different NFL teams, San Francisco is an incredible place to visit. It's an iconic city. Obviously, the Golden Gate Bridge is a world-renowned attraction, but San Francisco has a lot more to see and do. I'm a big fan of Golden Gate Park. That's kind of like where the Summer of Love happened back in the 1960s. All of that kind of happened in San Francisco. There's a lot of different diverse neighborhoods with great food, great cuisine, the San Francisco Bay, and the incredible beaches, beautiful scenery, really gorgeous coastline. And San Francisco is also the home to the tech scene in California, so lots of startups. Silicon Valley is just next door to San Francisco. So check out Alcatraz, check out Mission District is a very popular Latino neighborhood. Quick tip, dress in layers in San Francisco. I believe it was Mark Twain who said that the coldest winter of his life was summer in San Francisco. San Francisco is known to have a big fog bank that rolls in because the ocean currents off the coast there are very cold, and then the inland temperatures are quite warm, and they mix and they make giant fog banks which can roll in over the city, and even in the middle of the summer have really cool or cold temperatures. So make sure you dress in layers in San Francisco and be prepared, because even in the middle of summer it can be quite cold. Next up, Yosemite National Park. California is home to 9 different national parks, more than any other state in the Union. Each one has its own distinct appeal, but Yosemite is kind of like the godfather of California national parks. It was the place that inspired John Muir, the naturalist and writer, to create Yosemite National Park. It definitely holds a special place in the hearts of Californians. Yosemite's granite cliffs, waterfalls, and giant sequoia trees create a breathtaking natural spectacle. So you should hike to Yosemite Falls or climb El Capitan and marvel at the ancient trees in Mariposa Grove. So why should you visit? Because Yosemite is a haven for nature lovers. It is an incredible glimpse into the natural beauty of California. In fact, California is home to the oldest tree in the world, the tallest tree in the world, and the biggest tree by mass in the world. If you know what those 3 trees are, comment those down in the comment section. Some tips though, if you are planning to travel to Yosemite, definitely book reservations in advance. Accommodation can book out very quickly, including even just campsites, and it can get quite popular at peak season, which is the summertime. It can also get quite hot, so plan in advance and make sure you're prepared. Number 3, Los Angeles, LA, the city of angels. LA is the entertainment capital of the world. It's home to Hollywood and to a lot of the major movie studios, which create some of the great movies which we all love, including a lot of those crappy movies that we don't really like either. But that's just part of the beast. LA is an incredible place. It's also, I think, a little bit overrated, but maybe that's just because I'm from San Diego. I lived in LA for a few years. Some of the great places to see when you visit LA: Venice Beach, Hollywood, Griffith Park. But my main tip with LA is that LA is kind of a neighborhood city. You know, a lot of people, they get sucked into like the tourist trap in Hollywood and the Walk of Fame, and they end up going, geez, like this is not at all what I saw in the movies. And I really recommend that when you visit LA, you visit neighborhoods and you jump around. You know, places like Silver Lake or Echo Park. A lot of these different neighborhoods in East LA have become quite cool, and each one has its own unique character and history, not to mention restaurants and places to visit. So when you visit Los Angeles, think about trying to tackle it in different neighborhoods. But also, pro tip, plan for traffic. LA is huge. It's a giant metropolis spread out over many, many miles. Traffic can get really bad, especially at rush hour. So plan accordingly. Next up, Big Sur. Big Sur is famous as the most beautiful stretch of coastline on the Pacific Coast Highway, Highway 1, which runs the length of the coast in California. Big Sur enchants with rugged cliffs, redwood forests, and dramatic ocean views. It's a serene escape and the perfect road trip for hiking, camping, and getting a glimpse of some of the most beautiful coastline in California. Pro tip though, make sure you're gassed up before you enter Big Sur, because there aren't a lot of gas stations. There aren't really a lot of accommodation options either. There are some campsites as well as some luxury kind of retreats and hotels, but cell phone service is spotty. So have a good plan of what you're trying to do when you go into Big Sur before you go there, because if you're just gonna drive in there and you don't really have anything planned, you don't have accommodation planned, you might find yourself in a bit of a pickle. Also check road conditions before you go, because there are landslides, especially in the wintertime, which close the highway. It's really good to check before you go, make sure the road is open. Okay, next up we have Lake Tahoe. Nestled in the Sierra Nevadas, Lake Tahoe is renowned for its clear blue waters and surrounding alpine scenery. It's a year-round destination, so if you visit in the summer, it's a great place for stand-up paddleboarding, kayaking, fishing, water skiing. And then if you visit in the winter, it's a wonderful place for skiing and snowboarding and all of those snow activities. Plus, there's vibrant nightlife as well. Lake Tahoe is the largest freshwater lake in the Sierra Nevada and the largest alpine lake in North America. In fact, only the 5 Great Lakes are larger in volume. And it's the second deepest lake in the United States after Crater Lake. So it's a really big lake, it's a beautiful place to visit, and it should definitely be on your California bucket list. Number 6, Joshua Tree National Park. Famous for its otherworldly landscapes and unique Joshua trees, a type of yucca plant member of the agave family. This park is a haven for stargazers and rock climbers. Why should you visit? Because it's a great place to experience the surreal desert scenery, exceptional starry nights, and a creative community. But I definitely recommend that you visit either in the spring or in the winter when temperatures are more mild. It can get really cold in the winter. The spring is probably your best bet, spring or autumn or fall, but summer temperatures can get really, really hot. And you know, people visit in the summer and they go for a hike without checking weather and not bringing enough water, and bad things can happen. So make sure that you're prepared, make sure you check the weather, and if you are visiting in the summer, have plenty of water with you and avoid hiking in the middle of the day. If you want more information, make sure you get my 2-week California road trip itinerary. It's available for purchase. Grab your copy today. Don't miss out. I have so much more information to share with you about California. I've linked an awesome road trip itinerary all together on an interactive map. All my favorite restaurants, activities, hotels, experiences, all of them are compiled in one easy to use interactive map available for purchase right now. So grab yourself a copy of my California road trip itinerary. If you need help planning your trip, give me a call. Book a one-on-one travel planning session today, and we will make sure that you have the best possible vacation in California. Next up on the list, San Diego, my hometown. I am partial to San Diego, but it is called America's finest city for a reason.
San Diego, greatest city in the history of mankind.
With its laid-back vibe, San Diego offers pristine beaches, a world-renowned zoo, and diverse neighborhoods like the Gaslamp Quarter, North Park, Carlsbad, La Jolla, and so many more. The weather in San Diego is usually around 75 degrees Fahrenheit. It's perfect weather. It's got a great creative scene, lovely restaurants, tons of craft breweries, and a lot of different beaches. If you're a surfer or an ocean lover, there's plenty of things to do in San Diego. Plus, it's a great place to visit as a family with the San Diego Zoo, the Wild Animal Park, Legoland, the list goes on and on. So if you're visiting California and you're not planning on visiting San Diego, you're definitely missing out. Okay, next up, Napa Valley. Napa Valley is the home of the California wine scene. World-renowned wineries are in Napa Valley. California's wine country, Napa Valley, invites visitors to indulge in world-class wines, gourmet cuisine, and scenic vineyards. It's a paradise for wine enthusiasts. Napa offers a luxurious retreat with picturesque landscapes. Made famous by movies like Sideways, Napa Valley is a great place to do wine tours and for a long weekend. Just make sure that you book well in advance because Napa is extremely popular. It's fairly close to San Francisco, so it's a popular kind of weekend destination for people in the city, and it's well worth visiting. Just make sure you have your booking secured, and also it is a little bit on the luxurious side, so if you're gonna visit, make sure you're prepared to kind of spend a little bit more money. Next up, Sequoia and King Canyons National Park. This national park is home to the giant sequoias. A sequoia is a type of tree. It's the largest tree by volume in the world. I'm answering my previous question. The 3 trees, the California native trees, tallest, biggest, and oldest. Comment below. This is an absolutely beautiful national park, and you can see some of the biggest trees in the world, including General Sherman, which is technically, I believe, the biggest tree in the world. Pro tip, check for road closures before you go and hike the Congress Trail. Next up on the list, Santa Barbara. Known as the American Riviera, Santa Barbara is a beautiful city located about an hour and a half north of Los Angeles. I actually went to school at UC Santa Barbara, so once again, I might be a little bit biased here, but I do think it's one of the most beautiful places, one of the most beautiful cities in the country. It has a very strong Spanish heritage due to the mission being right in the middle of town there, and it's located right on the coast with beautiful mountains behind it. Santa Barbara has a little bit of everything. It's got the ocean, it has mountains, it has wineries, great food, and a wonderful climate. So if you're gonna visit California, make sure you add Santa Barbara to your list. Quick tip, explore the Funk Zone for lots of different wineries and wine tasting rooms, plus craft beer bars. Located in downtown Santa Barbara, it's really revitalized an area around the freeway there that is now quite a cool place to visit, so check it out. Personally, I just love visiting the old Mission. I love that area around there. It is absolutely beautiful. Number 11, Redwood National and State Parks. Located just outside of the city of Eureka in Northern California on the coast, is Redwood National Park and a number of other state parks. This area is home to the tallest trees on Earth, the redwood trees. There's nothing quite like taking a hike through a grove of coastal redwoods. It will humble you in all the best ways. These trees are unbelievably beautiful and they are so tall, it's like they just reach right up into the clouds. Absolutely incredible place, stunningly beautiful, and needs to be on your California bucket list. Pro tip, drive the Newton B. Drury Scenic Parkway for stunning redwood vistas, and make sure that you pack in layers, dress in layers, because once again, you're in that Northern California coastal environment, which is prone to fog and rain and cooler climates. So make sure you dress appropriately. Number 12, Palm Springs. Palm Springs, located in the desert about 2 hours east of Los Angeles, is a really cool place. Nestled in the Coachella Valley, Palm Springs is a desert oasis famous for mid-century modern architecture, hot springs, and golf courses. It's a great place to experience a retro chic vibe, relax in hot springs, especially in the town of Desert Hot Springs just next door to Palm Springs, and to explore the desert landscape. This is a super popular weekend getaway for people in Los Angeles, but it's a cool place to visit and it gives you a nice taste of the California desert lifestyle. But you should definitely visit either during the fall or the spring to avoid scorching temperatures. Winter temperatures can get a lot cooler, and I definitely recommend you take the Palm Springs aerial tramway to get a great view of the Coachella Valley. Next up, Monterey and Carmel-by-the-Sea. This is an absolutely beautiful stretch of Californian coastline. The Monterey Bay area boasts a stunning coastline. The historic Cannery Row, made famous by the John Steinbeck novel, and the charming village of Carmel-by-the-Sea. I really love this part of California because it's not quite Northern California, it's definitely not Southern California, but it's somewhere in between, and it is very uniquely Californian. It's also home to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is one of the best aquariums in the world. Not to mention Pebble Beach, one of the most famous golf courses in California. Even if you're not a golfer, I highly recommend visiting Pebble Beach just to see the bagpiper play at sunset. It's really cool. It's a very unique thing to do, and it's a lovely place to visit. So make sure you add it to your California bucket list. Also, don't forget to take a hike in the Point Lobos State Preserve. Next up on the list, Malibu. Famous for its pristine beaches and upscale homes, Malibu is a coastal haven for surfing, sunsets, and celebrity sightings. The town of Malibu is located on the PCH about 20 minutes north of Santa Monica. It's famous for its point break right-hand wave Malibu, where longboarding and surfing really took hold in California in the 1940s and 1950s. But there's a lot to see and do in Malibu, including checking out the Getty Villa, home to the wonderful museum with collections from all over the world. There are also lots of other little state beaches scattered up the coastline there. Zuma Beach, Leo Carrillo State Beach, El Matador State Beach. There's lots of little beaches hidden on that stretch of highway in between the immaculate mansions. There are public access ways to get down to a lot of those beaches, so definitely take your time, explore, and if you want to, head up to Malibu Wines for a sample of the local wine. Number 15, Lassen Volcanic National Park. This is a really cool off-the-beaten-path destination in California, located in the northeastern corner of the state. Lassen Volcanic National Park is really unique. It's an incredible landscape, almost otherworldly, and I actually visited a few years back and shot a vlog, which is on my channel. Lassen is a land of boiling springs, fumaroles, and diverse volcanic landscapes, including the active Lassen Peak. It's a geothermal wonderland with alpine lakes and scenic hikes. If you visit in the summer, you'll have access to all the different areas, and there are some great hikes like Bump as Hell for an otherworldly geothermal experience. Number 16, Sonoma County. Sonoma County is renowned for its wineries and offers a laid-back wine country experience with charming towns like Healdsburg and Sonoma. You can savor world-class wines, indulge in farm-to-table dining, and explore the Russian River Valley. Make sure you check out the Sonoma Plaza, which was laid out in 1835 by Mariano Guadalupe Vallejo. This plaza is the largest in California and gives you a really cool experience of pre-United States California. It's really historical and charming little town. Next up on the list, Death Valley National Park. This is the hottest and driest national park in the United States. It's also actually the lowest area. It's technically below sea level. And it's where one of the hottest temperatures on Earth has been recorded. Death Valley mesmerizes with its surreal landscapes, including the Badwater Basin and Zabriskie Point. It's worth visiting because you can see some incredible otherworldly landscapes. Plus, the stargazing at night is really amazing. But you definitely should visit in the cooler months because Death Valley gets unbearably hot in the summer. Hot enough to cook a steak on the hood of your car. Next up, Santa Monica. Santa Monica is a beautiful corner of Los Angeles. It offers a classic California beach experience with its iconic pier, sandy shores, and a lively oceanfront scene. I grew up visiting my grandparents who lived in Santa Monica, and I have really fond memories of walking along the beach, the boardwalk, going to the Santa Monica Pier, riding the Ferris wheel or the roller coaster. It's a really nice place to visit if you're in Los Angeles. It's got some great restaurants and really beautiful scenery. It's also a great place to rent a bike, ride along the boardwalk, or take a stroll down 3rd Street Promenade for some pedestrian-only shopping. Next up, Mammoth Lakes. Nestled in the eastern Sierra Nevada, Mammoth Lakes is a really cool town. It's kind of like the gateway town to the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Mammoth is a year-round destination offering skiing in the winter, hiking, fishing, and mountain biking in the summer. If you're into the outdoors, then definitely add Mammoth to your California bucket list. I love going up into the high Sierra Nevada mountains behind Mammoth Lakes. There's incredible backcountry camping up there, but if you're just in the mood for a day hike, Mammoth has you covered. There's all sorts of great trails in that area, not to mention incredible mountain biking on the ski resort in the summertime, and incredible skiing and snowboarding in the winter. Next up, Huntington Beach. Known as Surf City, USA, Huntington Beach is definitely worth adding to your California bucket list. It boasts a laid-back surf culture, a vibrant pier, and a bustling beachfront scene. It's also home to the US Open of Surfing every summer, one of the biggest surf contests in the world. But if you're not there during the US Open, make sure you visit the Surfing Hall of Fame Museum. All right, we're getting towards the end of the list here. Point Reyes National Seashore. This is a rugged coastal gem. Point Reyes offers dramatic cliffs, pristine beaches, and diverse wildlife, including elephant seals and migrating whales. I highly recommend visiting Point Reyes National Seashore because you can experience untouched coastal beauty, especially if you decide to take the hike to the Point Reyes Lighthouse, where you'll be rewarded with breathtaking coastal views. Couple of tips though, check the tide before you take any of these hikes. Check the tide before visiting the tide pools. They're only accessible at low tide, so if the tide is high and you go to the tide pools, you're not gonna see anything because they will be underwater. Also, hike the Tomales Point Trail for a chance to see the Tule elk. And last but not least, Sausalito. Located right across the Golden Gate Bridge from San Francisco, Sausalito is a really beautiful little community tucked right underneath the Golden Gate Bridge. It's a picturesque waterfront town, full of art galleries, waterfront dining, and beautiful views of San Francisco. It's kind of got a little Mediterranean vibe going on. It's got great seafood, and it's a perfect little half-day trip from San Francisco. You can take a ferry from San Francisco to get out on the San Francisco Bay, or you can drive across the Golden Gate Bridge, and you can explore the Marinwood Plaza for shopping and dining options. There you have it, the 22 best destinations in California. If you want more information, make sure you get my 2-week California road trip itinerary. It's available for purchase. Grab your copy today. Don't miss out. I have so much more information to share with you about California. I've linked an awesome road trip itinerary all together on an interactive map. All my favorite restaurants, activities, hotels, experiences, all of them are compiled in one easy to use interactive map available for purchase right now. So grab yourself a copy of my California road trip itinerary. If you need help planning your trip, give me a call. Book a one-on-one travel planning session today, and we will make sure that you have the best possible vacation in California. Okay, everybody, enjoy the Golden State, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.